Live from KSAT 12, the 6 o'clock news starts right now.
A motel in downtown San Antonio is right now being used as a homeless shelter, but the need is great, so the number of rooms is growing. That shelter is moving into a bigger hotel.
So this morning, City Council approved a $15.9 million plan in order to make that happen. City Hall reporter Garrett Berger shows us how this is going to help more people.
For about a year and a half, Janie Roman has lived at Sam Ministries' Low Barrier Shelter, which it runs out of a leased motel downtown on East Houston and Bowie.
Before I was depressed and stuff like that, and I came here and I'm happy. I take care of myself.
Before this, she was living out of her car. Next month, she'll be headed to her own place at Town Twin Village, a permanent supportive housing option for people 50 and older.
The table and the plate and patio.
Sam Ministries uses this downtown shelter to get chronically homeless people off the street and hopefully into somewhere else long term.
Our success rate has been about 36% of the individuals that are coming into the shelter are moving into a permanent housing solution. And while that sounds low, it's above the national average for this client population.
Now Sam Ministries will check its shelter into a new hotel. The city has agreed to lease the Holiday Inn on Cesar Chavez in Santa Rosa for 2 years at $8.8 million. And it will give Sam Ministries $7.1 million to run it.
The city was originally looking to just add a second location, but they decided after they found this one that it would be easier to run one big shelter than two small ones.
The current shelter has 45 rooms, but they'll soon have more than 4 times that.
We were planning on getting to about 130 rooms with 2 facilities, and this gets us to 200.
The city has set a goal of getting 400 people off the street, and this shelter is a key part of that.
The average person stays about 100 days, so we could potentially have 2 to 3 groups of people that go through that sheltering.
Sam Ministries hopes to transition its current clients to the new spot by Thanksgiving and ramp up to the full 200 rooms over the course of a few months. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
A morning joyride ends with a trip to the hospital for 2 teenagers, and one of them is in serious condition. Just before 1 this morning, Castle Hills police say the 2 teens stole their stepfather's car. Police say the 15-year-old boy and 13-year-old sister were driving 90 miles an hour when they crashed into a barrier wall at Loop 410 in Northwest Military. The boy was left with 2 broken arms and his sister in serious condition. Police say when they called their stepfather, he didn't know the car was gone.
The FBI is revealing something that many of you had already suspected. Last year, crime in San Antonio was at a record high. Now, the FBI data shows that San Antonio police investigated nearly 13,000 violent crimes in 2022. 230 people were killed in San Antonio. Now, that number is important because we haven't had that many homicides in the city since the early 90s. Now, as for property crimes, data shows that that was going down, but it's actually trending upwards now. However, as for violent crimes, San Antonio police say that this year, at least, that's going down. The numbers show that it's down 13% now compared to last year.
Meantime, family violence continues to be a huge problem in our city. The San Antonio Police Department responds to thousands of calls for family violence every single year.
In fact, it's so serious that the department is launching a new campaign that includes the journal of a woman who documented the violence that she experienced in her own relationship before she was killed by her partner in 2012. As Lee Waldman reports, the woman's family and SAPD officers are hoping that this encourages victims to get help.
When he gets mad, he starts to put me down. My ear was bruised real good for about a week.
Because it was the first time that I found out what he really did to my daughter.
I couldn't believe that was what my mom was going through.
Hearing Tammy Ramirez's words read over a decade after her death is painful for her mother and daughters to take in.
Because he was screaming at her and I hated it. I wanted my mom to get out.
Kayla and Krista are older now, but the girls were there on that December day back in 2012. The memories still haunting.
The next thing I know, I'm running to her and telling her to wake up. And she's not waking up.
The 25-year-old mother of 3 was shot and killed in front of her own family by her partner of 8 months, Jonathan Garcia.
Oh my God, I told her right away, this man is not right for you. This man is going to kill you, Tammy.
Tammy wrote down what she was experiencing in the days leading up to her death. Now officers with SAPD are reading her words to to encourage others to speak up. Last year, SAPD responded to 39,370 calls for family violence. This year, there's been 28,525 calls.
Well, family violence doesn't discriminate. You'll catch it in all parts of town. You'll catch it on all socioeconomic backgrounds.
They're crimes with nuance. One size doesn't fit all when it comes to SAPD's response. Captain Renee Gallegos says what's consistent is their victims first approach.
Make sure they get the resources needed to go beyond the criminal charges and to get the help they need.
Tammy's family hopes by posthumously sharing her words, someone else can be saved.
If they don't, then they're never going to get out of the situation and something worse can happen to them, like what happened to my mom. And I don't want that to happen to anybody else's mom.
Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Now we have links to SAPD's domestic violence campaign right now on our website, a long list of resources there as well. The department and Metro Health's violence prevention program are hosting an open house next Wednesday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. It's happening at SAPD substations. It's a chance to answer questions about family violence cases, safety planning, and a whole lot more. As the war in Israel and Gaza rages on, the fear and uncertainty persists for families all around the world. Jonathan Cotto spoke to a San Antonio high school teacher who has family in Gaza. He shares her emotional and urgent story of her experience with this crisis that's playing out half a world away.
Killing never going to be justifiable. Killing innocent people never going to be justifiable at all.
Asiel Elashi, a teacher here in San Antonio, in utter devastation over war-torn Gaza.
I haven't been sleeping very well. I haven't been eating very well. I could not focus and concentrate on my job as a teacher.
She says the Al-Shifa hospital, the largest medical complex in Gaza, has been placed on high alert.
And now I'm scared because if they have bombed that Shifa hospital, my family house right behind it.
Elashi's family locked in the enclave.
Yeah, I called my mom today in the morning. And I can only contact her internationally.
She says supplies are running out and electricity has been cut off.
All they do is that they live in the darkness, hearing voices and hearing noises and hearing the bombs. They can only tell how close the bomb is from the sound.
More than 1 million Palestinians have fled their homes, Israel alerting for evacuation.
She evacuated with my brother and his little 2 kids to the southern part, like Israel has been saying, but the southern part is still getting bombed.
Elashi says as Gaza is reduced to rubble, she fears her family could be next.
Where do you want us to go? Where do you want us to go?
The U.S. and Egypt reaching an agreement to allow humanitarian aid into Gaza through Rafah crossing.
It is one of the crucial things that they need to get. People in Gaza right now out of water. There is no clean water. There is out of medical supplies. It is a humanitarian catastrophe.
Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
And President Joe Biden will address the nation tonight at 7 o'clock right after this newscast. The president is expected to ask for continued support and assistance for Israel, as well as the war in Ukraine. Well, we are 1 week away from the start of the Spurs regular season, and if you haven't heard, there's a lot of anticipation for this year's team.
Especially around this newsroom, too. The season opening aligns with the Spurs' new practice center opening, and that facility is actually a good thing for you. Our Avery Everett joins us live to explain how the community is really the focus of this new facility. Avery?
A place for the players and the people. That's what Spurs Sports and Entertainment envisioned when they created this new practice facility, connecting the Spurs with the San Antonio community. So that group today with Victory Capital Holdings held the official grand opening of the Victory Capital Performance Center. They're calling it a cutting-edge practice facility, and it's taken a decade of planning and 2 years of construction to get here. So what makes this place so unique is that, yes, obviously it's the practice place for the Spurs' new team, but it's also a dog park, an outdoor venue, and a soon-to-be restaurant for people all across San Antonio. The mayor saying this opening today shows the deep connection across San Antonio.
This didn't happen because one organization decided to make it so. It's because the city and the county, the Spurs, Victory Capital, businesses, investors all came forward and said we wanted to be the best in the world.
I mean, Myra, Stephanie, you said it best. There's so much buildup for the Spurs ahead of this season. I mean, I even brought my Wembanyama jersey just in case I could get a signature today. But we have to remember there's still so much more to come. This is all the start, and this is just phase 1 of this project. There's still a lot of construction behind me, and phase 2 isn't actually set to start until 2024. So there's still a lot to come for the community, a lot to come for the players, and there's still a whole lot more time for me to get that signature. Reporting live, I'm Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
Oh, Avery's got that
just
wimpy.
Just in case they're watching, she wants to make sure. So here's a live camera right now. 87 degrees out there. Sky is nice and blue. I do miss more of the fall-like temperatures that we had earlier this week, but I know it's on pause for a while, right?
We're just pressing pause, right? We can't have it all at once all the time. And if we did, then we wouldn't appreciate it. At least that's the way I like to think of it. So we're back up into more spring to early summer-like conditions. 90 degrees, our high temperature today. That's 9 degrees above average. We made it to 93 in Hondo. Del Rio topped out at 94, Cotulla 92, and New Braunfels 91. This evening, temperatures falling off through the 80s, and we'll start the day tomorrow right near 60 degrees. We're going to talk about the record heat and our next chance of rain. An update in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Adam. Let's take a look at traffic out there right now. This is the TransGuide camera here, Highway 281 and San Pedro, looking off to the northeast there. A little slow going as cars are headed northbound on 281, but no major problems to tell you about.
The decorative skulls you see everywhere during Day of the Dead are called calaveras, and the most popular calaveras originated with a political cartoonist and printmaker, José Guadalupe Posada. Born in 1852, Posada lived through some of Mexico's most turbulent times, and his first political cartoons were published when he was just a teenager. They were so successful they forced a governor out of office, but Posada's new enemies forced him to flee town. In 1888, he moved to Mexico City, and in the following years, he helped publish tens of thousands of illustrated flyers, or volantes. These single-page tabloids were like our late-night talk shows. They were filled with biting political humor, and at a time when few could read, Posada's calaveras became popular throughout Mexico. So popular, many believe he raised the country's political consciousness. And when the Mexican Revolution was just beginning, Posada published what would become his most famous image, La Katrina. At the time, many of Mexico's ruling class were obsessed with acting and looking European. To mock them, Posada put a fancy French hat on the Aztecs' female god of death. His statement, rich or poor, we all die. Death is the great equalizer. As far as Posada, he died poor and mostly forgotten in 1913. But in the following decades, his influence on the great artists of Mexico became undeniable. Today, many consider Posada the father of modern Mexican art, and La Katrina has become the icon of Day of the Dead.
How long did you guys get?
The very next day they opened up.
Yeah, the owner of that business is telling Tim Gerber why the health department shut down his restaurant and what he's done to fix things. That and so much more tonight on the Night Beat, but we still have plenty to talk about in this 6 o'clock hour.
Yeah, we're going to turn to the forecast now. Things heating up just a little bit out there. But we got some rain to talk about. So that's a plus.
Myra, you always have the good twist on things, don't you?
You know,
right?
you got to try to keep it positive.
You got to keep it positive. We're losing that fall-like feel outside. Unfortunately, the mornings are on their way up, getting warmer again, and the afternoons, they're going to be record-breaking the next couple of days with high temperatures back in the 90s. But hey, there it is. We have a shot at rain on the way next week. Am I all that confident we'll see a lot? No, not at the moment, but at least there's a chance. And I do think other parts of Texas have higher hopes. Let's get right to it. First of all, no rain tomorrow all the way through the weekend. We get into next week and we boost those rain chances up to 20 to 30%, 30% by Tuesday through Thursday, and possibly even Friday. I mean, we're looking at some daily rain chances with a shift in our pattern, not as fall-like. At least we get some opportunities for rain. Right now, looking isolated in nature, but we'll take what we can get. This is the newest drought monitor, updated every Thursday, of course. The exceptional and extreme drought in and around San Antonio through the hill country off to the Gulf of Mexico. Those are the worst drought categories you can be in. And now 74% of Texas is considered in drought, which is a slight improvement compared to a few weeks ago. But you can see a good chunk of the state could use rain. So let's talk about the overall weather pattern, what we're seeing now, what we're going to see into next week. This is where the action is over the Great Lakes, this big trough, that dip in the upper level flow. Meanwhile, we're a little closer to the Big Blue H, the upper level high over the desert southwest, which is actually blocking the northward progression, or I should say slowing the northward progression of Hurricane Norma off the coast of Mexico. This is Hurricane Norma, Category 3. That's pushing northward slowly, then its remnants are going to arc into western Mexico there by the end of the weekend. We're talking midday on Sunday. And then some of the leftover energy and moisture from Norma, that'll be pushed toward Texas, most likely West Texas and North Texas, but also get absorbed into this secondary disturbance that's going to drop in from the west. And that's going to help bring in some more energy for the rest of next week. So this is one reason why we're seeing at least some daily isolated rain chances. This big dip in the upper level flow, that trough that's digging into northern Mexico. It's not ideal position for rain for us, but it's better than nothing. And I think it's more ideally placed for parts of West Texas and North Texas, where we could see over 2 inches of rain, especially in and around Interstate 20 off to the north of us. Around here, it's too early to tell exactly how much we could get and where. It's going to be fairly isolated in nature, but you can cross your fingers, and with any luck, maybe we'll see some of that energy start heading our way. 88 right now, dew point of 42, so really dry air in place. Because of the dry air, temperatures fall off quickly at night and then warm up quickly in the afternoon. The dry air really is efficient at cooling off and then warming up, especially with our vast sunshine. Dewy's in the 30s and 40s, 50s closer to the coast. This is going to change. That wind from the coast is going to take over, and by Monday, really sticky air back in place. Now, tomorrow morning, upper 50s, it's going to look and feel just like today. 57 in Bernie and Bulverde, 59 in Converse, 57 in Castroville. By noon, we're up to 87 degrees. So nearly a 30-degree temperature jump just from sunrise all the way through noon. By 5 o'clock, 94, and that would be a new record high temperature by 2 degrees here in town. 94 is going to be a pretty popular number on the map tomorrow afternoon. Notice those mornings back up to 70 and humid next week.
Oof.
Putting fall on pause. That's it. Pause.
94 again. Yeah. Can't wait to
play. We'll just have to deal with it. All right. Thank you.
Adam.
So it's official. We could have guessed who was probably going to start for the Spurs, but now it's official.
It is. So
Pop
Pop told us last night the Spurs starting five. So we knew Wemby and Devin Vassell would be two of the starting five, but how about the other three? Well, we now know who those guys are. And in baseball, Josh Young is certainly swinging a very hot bat for the Rangers. Coming up.
You know they're going to punch you back at some point. They're a really good team. They're the defending champs. So you know it's going to happen. Now it's our turn to flip the script.
Josh Young and the Rangers want to get the Astros back tonight in Game 4 in Big Board Sports. Last night against the Houston Rockets, Spurs head coach Greg Popovich revealed his starting five for the regular season opener next week against Dallas. You've got Victor Wembanyama, Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins, Devin Vassell, and Jeremy Sohan. That's a very tall starting five, ranging from 6'5" to Wemby, who's 7'4". During postgame, Pop confirmed he's rolling with those five to tip off the regular season.
They better play well or we're in trouble. I mean, those are the big guys. They're tall, they're big, they're going to start, and they're getting used to each other, trying to figure out where to be in relation to the perimeter players.
All right, so Victor struggled with his shot last night, shooting 3 for 10 overall for 15 points, but he still made some plays that had fans oohing and awing, including bouncing the ball between a defender's legs, which made many of us think about Manu, a regular at Spurs practice.
I gotta say he visits us pretty frequently at practice, but it's just, I think it's a move that's efficient, and I've been visualizing it since weeks, and I've been waiting for the occasion to try it, and because I think I don't want to limit myself to what's already been done. Even this has been done, but I don't want to limit myself to what's conventional. You know, I want to expand my game as much as I can, and I think that was a good move, efficient move.
The Spurs will play at the Warriors tomorrow night at 9 to close out their preseason schedule. Down 2-0 in the American League Championship Series, the Astros jumped all over Max Scherzer last night to win Game 3 8-5 and get right back into the series. The Stros put 5 runs on Max, chasing him after 4 innings, just the start they needed as they looked to come back and win the series.
It's a great team over there. We got a lot of respect for those guys. We're going to have to play hard. We have to play as a team. And literally, one game at a time, one pitch at a time. We know that.
I don't think we ever really necessarily got off track. It's just more of, just getting in a groove of things. This team has been in the postseason so many years. We know how to bounce back, and hopefully we keep the momentum going.
Josh Young and the Rangers want to get Mighty Mo back on their side. The MacArthur alum was the dude last night, going 2 for 4 and hitting a pair of 2-run shots, one in the 5th inning and the other in the 7th. He drove in 4 of the Rangers' 5 runs, and he knows the Rangers will keep hanging tough.
I mean, it's something we've done pretty much all year. We've had some big ups, we've had some downs. We are where we are because of our resiliency and bouncing back. I mean, they got a really good staff. Javier threw a heck of a game tonight. And you're not going to go out there and score 7 runs every game. I think that was probably our first little scuffle there. And that's just baseball.
All right, Game 4 tonight in Arlington. First pitch is 7:03 p.m.
All right, Larry, thank you.
You're welcome.
Still ahead here on the news at 6, the debut of something new. We are answering your medical questions in Doc Talk. Coming up next.